What is going on, guys? DBG here. In this video, I'm just going to be talking about my team for the upcoming 2KMTCentral League, which has $5,000 prize money, and it's between 30 creators and elite players. In the Eastern Conference, which is the conference I'm playing in, there's guys like Ambish, there's AfroPig, there's Boo Painter, who is the top scorer in the E-League. There's Jinsanity, who's arguably the best 2K player in the world. So this is going to be really tough. There's also Korzemba. So in one of these games, I will be playing against Korzemba. But basically, there was a draft yesterday, a fancy draft of the entire NBA. The draft took about 3 hours, and I stayed for the entire thing because I wanted to make my team as deep as possible. A lot of guys auto-picked players, and in the end, it kind of backfired. But anyway, a link to the entire draft will be in the description. So if you guys want to see who's on everyone else's teams, and if you guys want to see who all the other creators are in this competition. So anyway, yeah, in this video, I'm going to be talking about the players I picked in all 14 rounds. And before you guys say anything, I picked an all-European team, and it was a Serpentine draft, and I started off with the 26th pick. So in the first pick, I couldn't take Giannis, I couldn't take Porzingis, couldn't take Jokic, so I had to go for the next best option. So with our first round pick, we had the 26th pick, and we took Marc Gasol. Basically, I was picking an all-European team, and 2 picks earlier, Nikola Jokic was picked. So the best European left on the board was Gasol. Obviously, Porzingis had been picked long before then, and so had Giannis. And I would, honestly, just because shooting-wise, I think that Gasol is definitely a better player than Rudy Gobert. Again, it could have been a little bit of a better pick, but I'm happy with it. I am very happy with that pick, even though a lot of people thought it was one of the worst picks of the first round. At least it wasn't DeMar DeRozan in the top 10. Round 2, I picked my favorite player. I picked the guy who basically I'm going to be running at the point guard and is my favorite player in real life, and it's Luka Doncic. Doncic is a decent enough shooter. He can speed boost. He's got 86 ball control, which is fairly important. But yeah, he's going to just be a shooter, a passer, and he's a 6'6 point guard, or a 6'6 guy who can play point guard, which is good. He'll be definitely playing point guard for this team anyway, because we've got our 2 wings sorted. So Doncic should be quite a nice player to use. And while he was a ridiculous pick for the second round, it was just going to be 50 picks until I got my next pick, and I was getting Doncic regardless. And I know that someone would have picked Doncic before I got to him had I passed on him. In round 3, I picked from the Philadelphia 76ers, Dario Saric. You guys should know how good Saric is in 2K. He's mobile, he's big, he can rebound, he can play in the post, he's versatile, and again, suits the team. Just like the other guys, he can shoot the ball, he can pass the ball, and he's just a versatile player. If we're stuck, we can run him at the point, as a primary ball handler, and we should be okay. Just realize, I think my entire team can shoot. Except one. There is one player on this team that can't shoot. But Saric in the third round, not a bad pick at all. In round 4, we needed a wing, and we could have taken Cedi Osman. I'm trying to think, there was a few others like Gallinari that were still on the board, but I decided to take Bojan Bogdanovic from the Indiana Pacers. He's 6'8", he's tall, he's got a really nice release in my opinion, and he's just a much better shooter than Gallinari, even though Gallinari is 2 inches taller. Bogdanovic will be fairly good to run to 3. If he's open, he's going to miss very little. Even on Hall of Fame difficulty, he's going to miss very little. And this is the time where, in this difficulty, you need high 3-point ratings as well as good releases, and Bogdanovic is both of them. So he should be quite a nice shooter for the team. And with our 5th round pick, we picked a guy that a load of chats that were looking at the spreadsheet thought that there was a mistake that I picked the same player twice. They're not the same player. With the 5th round, we picked Bogdan Bogdanovic from the Sacramento Kings. So we got Bojan Bogdanovic, the Croatian from the Pacers, and Bogdan, the Serbian from the Kings. Bogdan, again, was probably an iffy pick. I probably should have picked Cedi Osman. But I think Evan Fournier was gone at that stage, and I would have 100% picked Evan Fournier instead. But yeah, Bogdanovic is one of my favorite players in real life. His release is just, it's just kind of really average. There's a lot better releases in the game, but either way, Bogdanovic is definitely a good enough card, and I should be quite good to use in this league, to be honest. And with pick number 6, we got the Giant. We got Boban Marjanovic. While his playstyle definitely doesn't suit the current NBA, even though he is quite effective when he gets on, in 2K, height means a lot, especially when there's not that many centers that can really spread the floor, and especially in Hall of Fame difficulty, where 75 rated 3-point shots with bad releases aren't going to go in that often. You got Boban in there just basically just dominate inside on defense. On offense, he's just literally going to be dunking right beside the basket. And the tied tallest player in the league will be able to match up with almost every big man. We're playing against Ambish, he can match up to Boogie. There's a lot of good centers in his league, and I think that Marjanovic, especially off the bench, should be able to match up to them all. Him and Gasol may be the best defensive big man duo in this league. With our 8th pick, we picked Thomas Satoransky. So Satoransky, he doesn't have the best ball control. He's got a good 3-point rating of 85 or of 84. Release is on the long side though, so that's a little bit of a problem, especially for a point guard. However, even though he is a point guard, I'm probably going to run him. If I do run him at all off my bench, I will be running him at the 2. Even though I did pick him in quite an early round, I don't see myself using him too much or running much through him. I think he might end up being like my 3rd string point guard if we're ever stuck. He's a guy we picked up in the later rounds, is probably just that little bit better than Satoransky, but not a bad player. He's big though, so because we are going to see the likes of Giannis at point guard, I'm going to see the likes of LeBron at point guard, and in games like that, I've got no problem running Satoransky, matching up against them just because of his height. In the 8th round, we picked up a 6'5" point guard, another one of my favorite players, Milos Teodosic. I loved watching him playing for Serbia. I loved watching him playing for Moscow a couple of years ago, but his release is money. He's got good passing stats. Hilariously enough, Teodosic can't speed boost. Like only 80 ball control for Teodosic. However, his passing stats are really good. And again, he fits in with the team. A guy who can pass, a guy who can shoot, and a guy who's quite tall for his position. He's going to be dunking when he's wide open, but again, the point guard position at 6'5", he can definitely match up against those bigger point guards, people running players out of position, and should be quite a nice player to use, especially for an 8th round pick. And it'll probably be like my 9th or 10th man realistically. I think some of my next couple of picks were actually better than Teodosic. And he can standing dunk, which is crazy. For a power forward off the bench, you could take him Bertans, but I decided to go with Bielitsa instead. His release, in my opinion, is one of the better ones in the game, and he's just going to be purely a stretch 4. Again, just like all my other players, he can shoot the ball really well. He's got decent enough passing stats for his position. And to be fair, I can run him at the 3 or the 4, and he will be able to shoot the ball because he does have quite a fast release. It's a bit of a theme with my squad, just all shooters. And again, 6'10", I think, so he's not small at all for his position. So with our 10th pick, we actually took a guy who probably could have been taken a couple of picks later. However, at the same time, I think he was still a steal in the 10th round. And it's Jenan Musa from the Brooklyn Nets and from Bosnia. So Musa, a 6'9" small forward. He's quick. He can dunk the ball. He's athletic. He's got a cash release, especially off the catch. And he's just big for his position and can shoot. Again, just kind of a theme with this squad. A bunch of European shooters. But yeah, he definitely will fit into the team. And to be fair, he could be one of the better players to use off the bench. Could be one of my main men off the bench in the squad. So with our 11th pick from the Los Angeles Lakers, we took Svi Mykhailiuk. So Mykhailiuk is actually a really good player. If any of you guys have used him, his release is really nice. He's also got a really high 3-ball, which again kind of fits the squad. He's a 6'8", 2-guard, I think. Maybe he's a small forward. I think he's a 2-guard. But again, either way, he's still a tall wing. So again, tall shooting wings fits in with the team. But yeah, for like a 10th, 11th man to just throw off the bench, throw at the end of the bench at times. Because he's tall, he'll be able to play defense. He's also money. And again, because he's tall, he'll finish better at the basket. And again, I think he was a steal in the 11th round. And then for the steal of the draft, with our 12th round pick, we got our backup point guard. We got Frank Ntilikina. So Frank Ntilikina is going to be just like I forgot about him. I would have taken him over Satoransky. And then I only realized he was on the board after my 11th round pick. Frank Ntilikina, 75 overall point guard, elite defender, decent shooter, and he can slash, go to the basket. Ntilikina will be a great player to run off the bench. He can speed boost as well. He'll be able to attack the basket moderately well. And to be honest, he's just going to be incredible in this game. He's going to be an insane player on the team. And he's probably going to push Satoransky to the end of the bench just because Ntilikina is a better player. I can't believe he fell to the 12th round. Like, players that were taken before him were like bogus. Timofey Mozgov was taken for him. Ish Smith was taken for him. JJ Barea was taken in the 8th round. But yet, we ended up getting Frank Ntilikina in the 12th round with the steal of the draft. With the 13th pick, we took Isaac Bonga. Again, he's another player who's just in there as a stopper for the likes of LeBron and Giannis. Bonga is a 6'9" point guard. Stats are not the best, however, he's got a half-decent open shot 3, as well as a nice release. So if teams do try to leave him completely open, he'll be alright. He's also got some nice animations. Like, I've used his 63 overall card in my team and done work with him. Isaac Bonga, not going to play many minutes, but in certain situations, in certain games, I'll definitely have him in my 13-man rotation. And there's certain situations that I think he's going to be really, really effective in, especially if you're playing against a LeBron or Giannis. Just guard them for a couple of minutes here and there. But yeah, again, round 13, a steal in my opinion. And in the 14th round, there's a guy that probably won't play much. Not in the squad right now, and he probably won't be in the squad for any of my games. I took Alexis Ajinka. I'm going to be able to block some shots. And he's essentially just going to be another Boban Marjanovic. There's no point having two of him. There was just very, very few even decent Europeans left on the board. So anyway, guys, that is the video. A link to every player's team will be in the description. The first thing, it will send a link to an image, and that image will be basically the entire draft. You guys can see who's on everyone's team. The best team by far is for Twitch streamer Killer Bees, who had the #1 pick, and he picked extremely well. A lot of guys got completely screwed that weren't there for the draft and got screwed by auto pick. Guys like Smooth, trying to think who else. Shump, Boo Painter from the E-League. The top scorer in the E-League is in this tournament, and his team is just, it's just not very good, let's put it that way, and he's still probably going to beat me. But I just think this European team is extremely well-rounded. I think it's deep enough, and I think we go too deep in every position, with not much of a difference between the starters and the bench. So I think we could honestly, like, top 8 in the conference is definitely a good target. Get into the top half, win half my games, and I'm in top 8. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.